Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again. This is the KBW podcast. I'm the assassin, AK-47. You know what time it is, and what you see. There's like a room change going on. I don't know what's happening, but I'll let the guys take it away.
Oh well, it's your boy, the biggest and baddest man in KBW, the Bulldozer. And no, AK, this is my room, bro. This don't look the same. Come on.
Oh, did you just
I
like
mean,
to shift your like desk like to a different
Yeah,
angle or
yeah,
something?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, so this is like your other side of the room that we don't see.
No, it's not.
I didn't know you. I didn't
yeah,
know you were
that
such a big One Piece fan, bro. I didn't know you went through 1,000 episodes. That's a hardcore.
All 1,200, baby.
Jeez, I respect it.
I like this little charade we got going on here, but I am the best at what I do, Mister Better Than You, a.k.a. Fuego Del Sol, but you can call me Cage, and we have a special guest today. But before we bring him on, I just like to remind you that this is brought to you by the KBW membership. And when you get the KBW membership, if you go to our highest tier, the $19.99 Difference Maker tier, that guarantees you a shout out at the beginning of every single podcast. You are one of the executive producers, so I'm going to shout out all of the KBW difference makers right now. We have constantly been getting more members throughout the podcast, throughout the month. And remember, if you're not a difference maker, your shout out will be in the credits at the end of the podcast. We thank all of our executive producers, including the newest KBW difference maker, Michael Miles, aka
Hey,
Big
Big
Time
time,
big
Mike.
time, baby.
Let's go.
And speaking of Big Time Mike, he will be a part of the first ever unseen KBW match that we are uploading to the channel for the month of February. We have the Great Dane versus Big Time Mike, me and the Bulldozer, or should I say Justin Williamson and Mike, the Doctor Goodman, breaking down all the commentary action for you. We're going to record that commentary over the match and upload it this coming week, and we cannot wait for all of you to hear and see this unseen KBW match. Michael Miles, Michael Baxley, DJ Murder, Killer Kokami, Rinsler the Chosen One, Jax Allen, Leviathan King, Birdo32, the One-Eyed God, and Ash Crimson. Thank you so much for being an executive producer. But boys, do we have a podcast guest for you today? Not only do we have a special podcast guest for you, but we have a special way that we're doing this podcast that I'm going to surprise the boys with as well. Are you guys ready to bring him on?
I'm
Bring
excited.
them out.
We have none other than the right hand man of the KBW owner, Mr. O, and your last ever hardcore champion, the only man over 200 pounds in KBW to hit a 450 splash. I'm talking about if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. Welcome, Pitbull, to the podcast.
Off the
Round of applause.
chain.
Round of applause. Round of applause.
Thank you, thank
Look
you,
at
The
thank
that
you.
man is
beard.
here.
Oh,
The man is here.
oh.
Off the chain.
Talk to him. Talk to him. How you feeling, Pitbull?
What's up? What's up? How y'all
Man,
doing?
I am pumped. I am pumped to have you on the pod, dude. I
Happy
went
to be
through
here.
today before the podcast, the first time in 11 episodes that I've actually done some pre-production on the show, and I watched every Pitbull match that Pitbull had in KBW, and goddamn was he good. You know,
He was.
once we got
was.
to the KBW TV episodes, right? We had, I don't know, 12, 13 KBW episodes in season 4, and a lot of those had multiple matches on the card, and I forget those. Those all run together in my head, and I forget some of the absolute bangers that Pitbull had. I forget how fucking hilarious Pitbull was. And I know he probably hasn't, went back and watched all of his matches. So I got some moments pulled up that we're going to watch together. I got some things that he probably forgot, that the boys have probably forgot, and I cannot wait to re-experience this with you guys today on the pod.
Hey, let's go.
Let's do it.
Sounds good.
And
And
go
for
ahead and
those
make
of you
the
who don't know,
the Fuego making the Fuego jokes. That Fuego drinking a Fago is hilarious. Okay, go ahead. Continue.
I was just gonna say for those of you that don't know, Pitbull here, one of my very best friends in real life. I'm the godfather to his child, best man at his wedding. Was that true?
I didn't get an
All
invite, but it's all good. It's all
completely
good.
false.
It's not true at all.
We are really good friends, but
He actually made Frazier his best man at his wedding. What a dick.
Oh yeah, the Frasier nigga.
Yeah, that's actually true.
Just to get started, Pitbull, let them know. How do you look back on your time in KBW? What do you remember? What are moments that stick out? Your overall feeling about KBW. Let us know.
I mean, I'm just, I wake up every morning and I'll just piss excellence. I'm just the best to ever do it. No, I mean, it was, it was a lot of fun. Like, I enjoyed pretty much everything I was doing, whether it was, special guest refereeing or actually having matches. Like, I mean, it was all just it was a lot of fun. I guess I wish I could have done it longer, or we could have done it longer, or done more. But it was definitely a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that's one thing I definitely want to get to is people don't realize how many so I counted today. Can anybody take a guess about how many matches Pitbull was in? Y'all want to take a guess on how many matches Pitbull was in?
Including Pitbull? Do I get to guess?
Yeah, you can take a guess. Yeah, you can take a guess.
Oh, man.
How many matches did you have in KBW?
I'm gonna say 8.
I was gonna say about 10.
Damn, I'm gonna say 9. I'll go in the middle.
AK was the closest. There was only 7 Pitbull matches. That's insane to think there's only 7 Pitbull matches.
Now, is that just matches or is that appearances total?
No. That is just matches because he appears in almost every video in season 4 with refereeing as well, right? That, like, even though he only had 7 matches, he was such a big part of KBW that last and final season that, like I said, watching it back today, it was so funny to see, and it just blew my mind because, like, when I think back on KBW, I think of Pitbull being like such a huge part of KBW. When in all reality, he was only in the last season, right? He was in one video in season 3, and then season 4 and 5 technically, which season 5 only consists of 6 matches, so you can't even really count season 5. That was just what we did later on after we had stopped recording consistently. And there's just so many good matches. But like, I wanted to get back what you said. Like, not only did you wrestle, you did a lot of special guest refereeing. And that's one of the things I loved about Pitbull is that I felt like for so long in KBW, I struggled with having people that were truly down to do anything. And Pitbull was one of the very few people that was down for whatever. You want me to win? I'll win. You want me to lose? I'll lose. You want me to referee? I'll referee. You want me to cut this promo? I'll cut this promo. And everything he did, he was great at. He thrived in. Like, one of the things I love is that so many times, he's always been a little hyper, I would say. Pitbull is he's all over the place. He's funny. He's hilarious, I should say. Right? He could, if he just started his own podcast, he could literally be a fucking comedian right now today doing it. I could absolutely see it. He's that talented when it comes to just cracking jokes and hanging out with the boys. But the dude, like, you know how much of a struggle it was to find referees at sometimes? Do you know how much of a struggle it was to find people that I trusted to hold the camera? Do you know how much of like, there were so many times I felt like I was pulling teeth to have someone who was absolutely committed. And then it felt like, okay, T-Rex and Mick the Brick are committed. Okay, Bulldozer's committed. Okay, Pac-Man and the Beast are kind of committed. Okay, Pitbull, what day we filming, I'll be there. I'll do whatever. I don't have to wrestle. But then this dude would start developing his own side stories. Oh, KAGE is putting together a match in the ring and doing this. I'm going to take this phone and these 2 guys and we're going to do our own shit over here in the back and put together this whole match. And like, when he says, I wish it went longer, I do too, because I felt like between like my top guys, like I said this a couple weeks ago, if you have me, if you have AK, Dozer, Paul Wall, Big Time Mike, Pac-Man and Pitbull, that main event scene fucking slaps. We can mix up the matches. We could have went on for years and years, probably made a lot more money, probably had a lot more fun if we, and I can only imagine some of the matches we could have really had. And then like, even though it was only 7 matches, if you go back and watch your first match with T-Rex compared to your last match against Bama Kid, your growth is so exponential and so good. And I'm just, I'm trying to figure out what's the best thing to compare it to. It's just, even though the time was finite and you were maybe only a part of, I don't know, 15 videos overall, if even that many, I feel like it was such a dope piece of time that I wish I could have back. You know what I'm saying? It's just like so dope. And I want to give you your flowers, bro, because like I said, until I went back and watched today, I forgot how much I appreciated you and how just damn good you were at this. And so I definitely want to just applaud you for that.
Thank you. I know, it's tough. Like I said, it's tough being, the best referee that, y'all ever had. But,
no doubt. You're not going to get any argument from me.
No, but the competition's not really that great either, though. I mean, redneck referee. You had
one-eyed Cyclops.
One-eyed Cyclops.
Landon, who was 5 years old, 6 years old. We had your brother, Jeremiah, who's 8 years old at the time.
Yes. So,
but I want to make the comment though. I think going back to what you said, unfortunately, Pitbull suffered from kind of what Big Time Mike suffered from. They were extremely committed. Extremely. They could have been top guys, but they just come in at the end of KBW where everything was we were drifting away and getting done with it. But had it went on for sure, Pitbull would have been one of the biggest stars in KBW.
Dude, his second match ever, I didn't realize this, his second match ever, he introduces Great Dane and we do the tag TLC match. It's our third most viewed video on the channel right now. That tag TLC, Great Dane and Pitbull, Bama Kid and Pac-Man, Maxilla D-Man, and Mick the Break and T-Rex. That match slapped so hard and it was his second freaking match. Blows my mind how good he was so quickly. And again, he was older. He's same age as me. So like, he understands that we're 18 years old. Hey, I need you to do this. Switch it into this. He's freaking a giant dude compared to the rest of the roster. So he can scoop anybody up. His strength was no problem. He got it all. Right? So it's just like, I think I took it for granted just how good Pitbull really was in KBW. And like, was able to eventually put matches together by himself pretty fast.
Yeah, just a phenomenal athlete. It's genetics, I can't help it.
Speaking of genetics.
Oh God.
And him and Great Dane legit first cousins. And so like that, again, you could just see the genetics on display right there. Fun, I think is the best way to put it, because it just seemed like no matter what, Pitbull was having fun, almost sometimes too much fun, right? Because I've said it before of how serious I took KBW, way too serious at the time. And I had like such a set schedule of like, let's plan it as fast as possible, let's record it as fast as possible, let's get to the next thing as fast as possible. Pete, wild man. Pitbull, wild man. Doing whatever he wants. He's playing basketball over here. He's cracking jokes over here. He was the source, the main source of my frustration some days, I would say. But where he can crack a joke and play for a second and come back, other people can't. They can't stop cracking jokes. And that's the bad part is, right, they're not as funny as Bulldozer or Pitbull. So their jokes only piss me off more because they're not, at least Jaws is funny. Do you have any matches that stick out to you in your head, Pitbull, that you can remember off top?
I can't remember if it was I don't think it was the tag team match, but the Money in the Bank where I
Money in the Bank 3.
Where I choke slammed Pac-Man on the ladder.
Pac-Man.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Again, an insane bump that y'all planned by yourself. I planned that match, but you two saw that I was taking that backdrop as Bama Kid onto the ladder, and you're like, we're going to do something on the ladder. And then, like, just insane. Then that led to a match following that week where you wrestled Pac-Man. And it's probably right behind Paul Wall versus Bulldozer as my favorite match not involving me in KBW history. Because y'all planned it yourselves. I wasn't there. I didn't help plan it. I was dealing with something else, and this was a shock to me. I didn't see that match until I commentated that match, and I was like, oh my God, this match is so freaking good. But it brings me to my first clip that I want to share with all of you, okay?
Okay.
From this match. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. Okay, this shit is hilarious. Okay, as we've already revealed, Bulldozer was Justin Williamson, but people didn't know. Some people didn't know that Bulldozer was Justin Williamson. But if you pay attention to detail, if you really pay attention to detail, you'll be able to see exactly what I'm trying to show you here. Let me share my screen with you guys right now so you guys can see what I'm talking about.
All right.
Look at this. All right, hit watch stream for me.
This is gonna be fun.
I want you to look at that shadow on the ground. If you look at who's holding the camera.
Been anybody, bro. Come on.
Could have been anybody.
Could have been Landon.
Match tonight.
Right? DDT on the ground. Not many people taking ground bumps. Pitbull committing to the ground bumps right here. Then this bump really popped me right here. Right? So you can throw him into the post. That's fine.
Throws him right into the back of that goal post.
But then you got to whip him one more time.
Picking Pac-Man up now. Oh,
Stops himself.
Oh, right into the...
Ooh, he ate that.
He ate that so hard. That's just one of the clips I'm going to share throughout. Here's another one, right? So like we talk about the refereeing that Pitbull done and how he can make anything. He committed to everything he did, right? Even just like running in and eating that rim. This one is my favorite, I think, right? So we're having, it's a season 4, season 4, episode 3, KAGE versus Paul Wall. Right? In this match, Bulldozer is trying to cost Paul Wall the match, right? So we needed the referee to go down. So this is the first time the referee goes down. Watch this. I wish it would have been more daylight outside.
He can take a lot of things, but KAGE maybe... Oh my God!
Boom! Into the tree!
Oh my God!
Out the Paul Wall face.
What a sale!
Look at this! I'm gonna do it one more time.
Maybe... Oh my God!
Right, and then if you fast forward,
that damn
he finally
tree there,
gets
bro.
back up. Look. What? He finally gets back up. 3 count doesn't happen. Watch this.
Oh my gosh.
Paul Wall did have this match won. But KAGE also had a match won a bloodthirsty for the title.
He just killed Pitbull.
Can crush it.
But like, bro, that shit is hilarious, bro. You committed to that tree so hard. It popped me to no end rewatching that today. I was dying, bro. Dying.
That damn tree there, man. Come out of nowhere.
Paul barely hits him. Barely touches him. My boy commits full clothesline to tree from the tree.
It was so dark, I don't know if he even saw the tree. That's
what I'm saying. If it was daylight, it would have been a viral clip. But goddamn, that was funny to me, man. Oh my God.
That was
I don't
awesome.
remember getting bullied that much, but
Bro,
I guess I did.
Bulldozer run through you, dog.
Yeah, bro. He hit stick that ass.
Bro, that was hilarious.
Well, it kind of goes back to, kind of what we've discussed before. There were most of the guys before Pitbull and Great Dane were way smaller than me. And so on them, I couldn't give my full force. I didn't never feel like because, I didn't want to really hurt anybody. But when he come,
him, Paul Wall, Great
yeah,
Dane, you can then big
I'm
time.
like,
You can absolutely lay into those guys.
yeah.
And like that's again, I mentioned the bump on the ground. Pitbull was tough as nails, bro. Like, I think toughness kind of goes under the radar because like we're all playing tough guys in a sense, but Pitbull was legit tough. Like he would throw himself into crazy things like that and do crazy things like that, which made for some fun times. So like he has his first match against T-Rex, and this kills me. Right, we introduce Pitbull. I want to share my screen one more time. Listen, watch this. Watch this.
I remember the first intro.
Oh my god, bro! This line. So I thought CJ's last video was the Paul Wall debut, but this is legit CJ's last video, right? Okay. CJ is in this video right here with 16:31 is the time frame on that for my editing. All right, we hit play now.
See how big and bad he really is. Get him out here. I want him to see how great the Renegades are. He is going to witness greatness.
Dun, dun.
All right, you show your face tonight, huh? All right, you want a match? I'll give you a match. T-Rex, right now. Whoa, you fighting him.
Look at his face.
You fight him. Get that dude, T-Rex.
CJ, get that dude, T-Rex. Get that dude, T-Rex.
Get that dude.
Get that dude, T-Rex.
Oh
that shit was funny to me, bro. Oh my god, watching that was hilarious, bro. T-Rex selling it like, not me.
Get
that dude, though, T-Rex.
I wanna bring up, just so people understand how close we all were and still are. Because we were all friends during KBW, but to this day, and again, he got married. When was last year? Last March. In his wedding were me, Nick Frazier, T-Rex, the Great Dane, all KBW wrestlers, as groomsmen. So that's crazy.
It's crazy because like when you're young like that, right? There was like different subsections of age groups. So you got like Mick the Brick, T-Rex, D-Man, all the same age. They're friends, right? Then you got you got the Beast, Pac-Man. There's another person right there around their age. They're in a little subsection together. Then you got AK and Dut. They're pretty much just a year younger than me and Pete and Nick Frazier. I keep calling him Pete. Pitbull, we call him Pete as a name as well. So, so it's just funny to know that when you get older, I said this in the D-Man pod, I didn't realize D-Man was going to become one of my better friends in life. Like once we all hit that age past 18 and we're all adults, you become real friends where you maybe didn't get to know them really when they're so young because you're different age groups. You become better friends as adults, which was something I wasn't expecting and didn't think about when I was younger. And it's the same way that now, T-Rex and Pitbull work together and they're really good friends today when they definitely weren't really good friends back in the KBW. But I've said this in the past with guests, and I want to say it to Pete as well. There's something special about KBW that we are basically our own fraternity, right? There's a place and time that connect all of us that we had such fun with. And when you have a place and time like that, it is going to forever connect us. Maybe we don't have other interests, right? But if I saw one of the KBW guys out and about randomly, I'm going to smile. I'm going to say what up. I'm going to dap them up and talk about the old times because it was just special. It's a special time and it holds a special place in my heart. Would you agree, Pitbull?
Oh, 100%. You could also be like T-Rex. He still uses it for clout to this day.
Does he really still use it?
Yeah, we're at work and, some random person will, introduce, themselves to us. And that's the first thing he says is, hey, did you know that Pitbull was in a video on YouTube that's got like 1 million views? And I'm just like, what? And the dude's like, no, for real? And he's like, yeah, let me show you this.
oh God, dude. I guess I'm kind of like T-Rex, like especially when I was in college, when they would always be
gotta
like,
show
"An
everybody."
interesting fact about yourself." Obviously, I'll bring up KBW. But a funny story, just yesterday, I was at work and I just mentioned something to my boss. I was like, "Yeah, I was doing a podcast with my boys," and she was like, "What's the podcast about?" I was like, "Oh, KBW." She was like, "What is that?" I was like, "I've never told you." She was like, "No." So I go on the YouTube channel and show her like the views and stuff on my video. She's just mind blown. She's like, "Oh my god, like what?"
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy how many the numbers we did. I think it'd be just as good a time as ever, though, to announce that next week on the podcast we have the ferocious tag team, two of the Renegades, T-Rex
Yes,
and Mick the Brick, both will be on the podcast just to get people a little more excited for next week's pod. But
we're bringing everybody back, bro.
Everybody's coming back.
It's like the Avengers, where everyone is here. Or Pokemon.
Well, again, I think if we invited someone on a random podcast, I don't think people would want to just get together for that. But it's KBW. Like I said, it's a special bond we all have, and it's something we're all proud of, right? It was just fun by itself. If we didn't have camcorders and we were just doing this shit for fun, that I think it would have been great. But then the fact that we have the viralness on top of it, the views on top of it. Maybe not everybody would have been a part of it, but the guys who loved what we were doing still would. And so I think that's what makes it even cooler. Not only was it just crazy and random and fun, but then we also got a ton of success off of that, which makes it even better.
And what I love about the guests that we've had on every one, we haven't had to really ask or beg a single guest to come on here. Every single one has been super enthusiastic to come on. When I ask him, no hesitation. He's like, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like first response always, right? I haven't messaged T-Rex since 2018. And I shot him a message, and just like that, he responded. I was like, yeah, I want to do this. And it's crazy. It's like I said, it's crazy how much the crew still, how high we still hold KBW in our hearts and our minds and all that. I do have a few more clips I do want to show. Pitbull, let me pull them up here.
But that's another funny thing, though. You said that a second ago, but I'll be at his house sometimes, and we'll just pull up KBW on YouTube. I remember his old house before this one. We sit there and watch like 5-6 matches one night, and then I know here we've watched a couple matches, and it's just been like just good memories, bro.
This
Such
stuff,
good memories.
YouTube celebrity, you just can't run away from it.
Cannot at all. On the first ever episode of KBW TV, once we started season 4, you and the Great Dane were looking for a tag team partner, right? And it was...
Oh God, this is my favorite.
Yes.
This is my favorite video.
Right? You were looking for a tag team partner, which ended up being KAGE to wrestle Mick the Brick, T-Rex, and AK. But y'all start the video going around asking different people. And these were filmed without me. So again, I never saw any of this. Y'all were filming stuff, and it just made me laugh so much.
It's so good. It's so brother.
Look at this. Look at this. Oh my God, it was so funny. We're at 5:40 on the timestamp. We're gonna go ahead and hit play.
All right, look here. Got to find us tag team partner tonight. Asking everybody basically.
That baby
Big time
face I
Michael
used to
background.
have, though.
Oh God, here we go.
Look here. We're the tag team. Will you stop so I can ask you?
Will you stop so I can ask you the question?
Looking for a tag team partner tonight. We need another person to be on our team. And you're pretty tough. Obviously, you got a title. You down?
You down?
This is classic. Let's
get out of here, right?
Oh God.
Oh my God. And then y'all go back later to talk to to ask Bulldozer to be your partner. Look at this. This shit's hilarious.
About how I got screwed and how Paul Wall screwed me out of that World Heavyweight Championship. And that's exactly how I feel.
Hey, big time. You think you're too good for us?
He turned down the tag team offer. He's paying for it now.
Major Brown on commentary. Splash! Hazard in the can.
You good, boss? My glasses, now, boy.
My glasses.
Hey, Bulldozer. You be a volleyball partner tonight?
Come in here and interrupt my promo. No, I don't want to be your partner tonight.
All right.
All right, go back to whooping his ass.
Back to beating him, folks.
You want some good? Get out the game. Get out the
What is Hazard doing?
Bro, so just ridiculous, right? So funny how well y'all's comedic timing was. But there's no funnier comedic timing than this right here.
This is awesome. Yes.
5 seconds deep into season 4, episode 4.
Legendary Spanish,
Bro.
The Undisputed Championship will now be referred to as the Hardcore title.
And what time is it? Shouldn't the show have already been started? What time? Speaking of the hardcore title.
Speaking of the hardcore.
Hey, what time is it? Shouldn't the show have already been started? What time is it? What time is it, man? Do you speak English?
Do you speak
Don't you know
English?
Spanish? Don't you know Spanish, tell me? Do you speak English? What time is it, oh?
What time is it?
You just asked what time it is. It's big time, baby. The greatest sports entertainer to ever enter an arena.
Didn't that dude get enough of last week?
You can do it 2-on-1, but let's see what you can do 1-on-1, bad boy. With your little boyfriend over here, let's get 1-on-1. Me and you tonight. Let's go. Let's go then.
We're doing right now. What's up?
It's bedtime for our rematch.
Bedtime.
Bedtime. Y'all don't get to call shots around here. Y'all don't just get to make title rematch. Y'all don't get a rematch until we say you get a rematch. And speaking of dinosaurs, ain't T-Rex extinct? What the hell is a brick?
About the color of them stupid ass clothes you be wearing. And you need to go back to Mexico. And big time, you're a big time loser. And my boy tonight is about to show y'all why. We was the champs.
I'll show us why.
What the hell is a brick?
Since ain't none of us got anything planned tonight, why don't we break up the tag teams tonight? One half of every tag team here tonight is gonna fight in a fatal 4-way match. And by the way, no one's partner is allowed at the ringside.
How about me?
Nobody's partner. Who knows?
Just call
Look,
us
watch what? They go?
Well, look, listen here. Nobody is allowed at the ring night except you. You're gonna be special guest referee. Oh yeah, no.
We're gonna beat their ass.
I got this, man. Keep it fair.
I got
I don't
this.
like that big time dude. Come on, man.
Come on,
You'll
man.
get your chance. Come on. You get a chance. Please let me whoop him. Come on now.
Please let me whoop it. Please.
That's one of my favorites, man. I love that.
Bro, that clip is so good, bro. That clip is hilarious. Now it's just there's 4 personalities. There's the Spanish that's crazy. This again, most of this was orchestrated by Pitbull and the Great Dane. Y'all would just film stuff. Right? And I would, after I saw the Hazard clip and the big time stuff the week before, I come up with this clip. I was like, okay, let's do 4-way promo. Let's set it all up. And I was trying to lean into your strengths because, bro, y'all were so good. Hey, Bulldozer, you want to be a part tonight? No, y'all just interrupted my promo. All right. Stone for this ass again.
But I think it goes back to kind of what you said earlier. You know, that was the beauty of Pitbull. And just letting Pitbull be Pitbull because he's hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. And when you let him come up with those promos and stuff like that, I mean, that's what you got, a product, and it was legendary.
So good, bro. There was just like, again, he was only a part of KBW for a short time, but that's why he's such a permanent part of my brain. Like, it's so permanent, not even permanent, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. Words. He's such a big part of KBW to me in my brain because of all these classic moments he created. Even, he wasn't there for a long time, but he was damn sure there for a good time. And we made plenty of good times. I'm trying to think, do I have any other special clips I want to show? Oh, this is just a funny one too. But again, this video is classic, and there's a lot of great moments in it. But maybe no dumber moment in KBW psychology-wise than this moment right here. It's so small, but go ahead and click on that. We're at the tag TLC, 14 minutes, 38 seconds in. 1, 2, 3, play.
This.
Both guys going up. The smallest man in KBW, Maxilla, pushes him up off the ladder. Why? Why do we have him do that?
Show off that screen.
Put some respect on Maxilla, bro. He's the Royal Rumble winner, bro.
Bro, he is the Royal Rumble winner. I didn't load this part up. I gotta find it. It's so good, right? Just like that that video made plenty of dollars, but no sense. Then we have this that also made plenty of dollars, but not a lot of sense. Right here, we go 1907 into season 4, episode 4. Watch this. There's a fatal 4-way between, I believe it's T-Rex, Bama Kid, Big Time Mike, T-Rex, Bama Kid, Big Time Mike, and Pitbull. Right? Pitbull has the match won right here. Watch this. Hits the dog bite.
Huge dog bite. It's over. It's over. If Pitbull can get the pin, it is over. What are you doing?
Title? Do some damage.
Go back and forth, put the title in.
Title?
Do some damage. No,
Do some damage.
It's gonna make a lot of dollars, but it doesn't make any sense.
It's gonna make some dollars. No, how many double pulls on outside of the ring? What a move! Definitely gonna get
Make some dollars, but it makes no sense.
Wow, what a move!
Then I had no recollection of doing this at all.
And
Right? They're all laying there.
Crazy. Of course. Flying
Jesus!
fighting! Wow!
Crushed him.
Bro, I got so high. It made no sense to do that move, but we did it. And but again, it was a funny piece of acting from Pitbull. Title, do some damage. Title, do some damage. Makes a lot of dollars, but no sense. And it just takes off, bro. I think, again, after watching so many of his matches today, his moveset, phenomenal.
Yeah,
right?
awesome.
Had so many good moves that he hit, right? The dog bite finish, which starts as a suplex, he turns it into a power bomb, right? He's got the off the chain, running from the trampoline to jump in to spear. In the Money in the Bank 3, he hits 2 double spears back to back. Starts on one side, spears the guy. Starts on the other side, spears the other guys. He was hitting rock bottoms for a minute at a time. In his first match, he didn't have the dog bite yet, so he did start it from a Royal Strongest Slam and threw them around into a rock bottom for his finisher on T-Rex. 450 splash to win the belt in his last match. He hit
450 was crazy.
dog.
Crazy.
He would just that's just not. And I got it pulled up as well. So we might as well play it now too.
Yeah, that 450 was wild. I mean, I think I
It's
remember
insane.
the day he was talking about doing it. He's like, bro, I'm gonna hit this shit. And I was like, there's no way. He's like, there's no way.
And I was like, if you can hit it, I'm gonna let you take the belt off me if you can hit this move, right? Now I got it pulled up. Here we go. 12:02. Bama Kid versus Pitbull. 450 splash, bro. Don't get that high. He does not get that high, but he does get the rotation.
There's a lot of force behind that, though.
Oh my god.
Count it.
1, 2, 3.
Boom. Oh, slow-mo for you, boy.
Yeah, that was so
Crazy.
clean, dude.
So clean. Get that bad boy. So clean. Just athletic, funny, down for whatever. Pitbull, I'm singing his praises, maybe even too much, but I want people to know that if KBW would have kept going, I would have had to make you more of a major part of KBW, right? And that's the part I hate, is that even though you got to wrestle Bama Kid on multiple occasions, we never got a Pitbull versus KAGE in a match. And I think that would have been super, so well done. I took KAGE more seriously, and I really focused on making his matches some of the best matches. And just with how well you worked already so young, already so early into your career, I knew we could have killed it. Especially, again, one of the best sleeper matches that we've had in KBW was you versus Pac-Man, and y'all planned that by yourself, right? You said, hey, let's put the table up. You took a game over through the table to end it. I thought, damn, man. I didn't put it into the clips, but there's one more hilarious moment where me and Jacob Storm wrestle Major Brown and Paul Wall, right? And the finish of the match is Mick the Brick and T-Rex come out and jump us to cause a disqualification. Pitbull is the referee during this match. He's got brass knucks. Mick does. He's got brass knucks, right? As he jumps in the ring to hit Paul in the gut, he slips and just nails him in the nuts, right? And everybody just dies laughing. Pitbull can't hold it. T-Rex can't hold it. Like, we're turning our faces and we're just all dying because he nails Paul right in the dick. Oh, so many unsuspecting moments like that. I'll add the clip in here as well. But God, that's so funny to me. Again, a match I completely forgot. I did not think me and Jacob Storm wrestled Major Brown and Paul Wall, but it happened, and it was hilarious.
I wasn't available that.
No, you'd already left the group at that point. Also, something we haven't touched on in the past podcast, but like towards the end, towards season 4, Justin Williamson just turns heel, right? And so it's like he's just talking mad shit on everybody. Hates Jacob Storm, hates KAGE, likes the Renegades, talking shit to Mike Dude after Goodman. It's hilarious stuff. And at one point, Pitbull is like yelling shit at Justin Williamson. How you like that, Justin Williamson? As he's wrestling, which is just so funny.
He's one of the only few that actually acknowledged.
Justin Williamson. Yeah. How you like that, Justin Williamson?
That was great, man.
Again, all of these memories just slip my mind until you go back and watch them and start trying to look some of this up. And like, God, man, it was so good. It was so good.
Yeah, for Pitbull, I want to say, because we had like a family episode, and we know he's married now. Like, what does your wife think of KBW?
Have she seen anything in the past? Have you ever talked about it with her at all, or what?
Oh yeah, I mean, you gotta let everybody know that you're YouTube famous. So that's like one of the first things I did. That was like my pickup line too. She's like, "Oh, nice to meet you." I'm like, "Yeah, no big deal." But like, I got like a couple videos that's got like close to 1 million, over 1 million. No big deal.
No big deal.
Yeah, no, she's seen them. She thinks it's pretty cool. Everyone that I've showed her, she gets a real kick out of it because it don't seem like that's something that I would have done or I did do. So it's just, I guess, a cool thing to see, especially when you show it to people that see me now. They're just like, I wouldn't expect that out of you. But yeah, it is pretty cool, especially when you get to see them watch it and get a couple laughs out of them.
Oh, it's so funny, bro. It's like some of it is cringe, some of it is cool, but at the end of the day, it's funny. And like, that's the thing. It's like, I say this all the time. Me and AK and Dutt were actually pretty big wrestling fans, but you really weren't really that big of a wrestling fan, which is why it always shocked me how committed you were, because you were just committed to how fun it was doing it, but you didn't really watch, like, you watched wrestling growing up, like most kids there did, but you weren't like watching week to week at that time. And so it's just always so cool to me how committed you were, even though you weren't really a wrestling fan. You were really just a KBW fan, a fan of doing KBW. Yeah. Would you agree?
Oh, I mean, 100%. I mean, I did watch, probably the best wrestling, TNA, but
let's go.
But yeah, no, I mean, I don't think I was watching it, week by week or nothing. I think actually doing KBW, I probably started back watching wrestling a lot more when we were doing it. But yeah, I mean, it was just a good time. You come out, you hang out with people that you like you said, crack a bunch of jokes. Definitely get on your nerves a lot. And I feel like that was, the best part of it, just seeing you get frustrated and then, tell me to stop, and then I just act like I do and just keep doing exactly what I'm doing.
Why did I take it so seriously, dog? I think back on it now, and I'm just like, God, I was so serious.
That was your life, bro. KBW was your life.
Dude, I remember him making me so mad when I just started yelling at folks, bro. I'm just like, what are we freaking doing? Can we not just, all I'm doing, I got all these people together just to do, and I was like, I can't believe I'm like, yelling at the top of my lungs because the other made me so hot.
And the bad thing is, you would do that, you'll go crazy, and people will still do it again.
Do whatever they want to do.
Yeah, I mean, you had plenty of punishments in place. All you had to do was just be like, "Yeah, we're gonna let AK hit you with a street sign if you don't straighten up."
Hey, bro. Every time the street sign.
Every guest, we don't bring it up to the guest, but every guest who's been on here has said how bad it hurt when AK hit you with the street sign.
Yeah, if you ever bring up, you bring up all the best moments. You ever talk about the worst moments? That is definitely the worst moment. Letting AK get any kind of weapon in his hand is not going to be a good day.
The AK 2024 apology tour continues.
Apology tour continues. Every guest, bro, who came on here so far is like, we asked them, like, what's their worst bump, or what's the worst thing they took? We asked you too. I mean, I don't know if that's your answer, but yeah, there's like, yeah, they'll say something, but man, AK with that damn speed limit sign was the worst thing I took.
I'm gonna eventually have to do a compilation of just every guest's answer about that damn sign. D-Man, Dozer, Pac-Man, now Pitbull, talking about that damn KBW speed limit sign.
Mr. O would have got it too if he would have came on the KBW set, bro.
Oh, God. Again, so weird, because we've revealed it now. Mr. O was my dad. You become his right-hand man, but literally, you were really just a voice for me because I was controlling everything in KBW. So I would give you the line and you would deliver. This week, we're going to do this. This week, we're going to do this. And like you got to cut a lot of promos. And I feel like even though you were just doing it a short time, you got pretty good at cutting promos. Exhibit A is the Money in the Bank match we talked about earlier. The match opens with your promo. And I want to share that with you right now.
Here we go.
Here we go.
Love a good promo.
God, don't we all?
Oh yeah, I think I do remember this.
3, 2, 1.
I've been going up through the ranks ever since I got to KBW. And tonight in the Money in the Bank, I'm going to show y'all why I deserve to have gold around my waist. I'm one of the biggest, baddest, fastest rising stars in KBW. My time to shine tonight. My time. All these other nothings around here, pieces of garbages, coming up, talking about they want to be in the Money in the Bank. I got my shot in the Money in the Bank. And tonight, I'm going to show everybody why I deserve to be called Mr. Money in the Bank.
Talk to him. Talk to him.
Where was that
pieces
at?
of garbages.
Was that?
That was...
Because that Castle...
That was at... No, maybe it was.
That red brick just reminded me.
No, that red brick, I think, is still T-Rex's house. It's T-Rex's house.
It's T-Rex's house? Okay.
Yes, it was definitely T-Rex's house.
Why is that red brick? I can't remember where was that from.
Kid, do you remember why we called you Pitbull? How did we come on that name?
Oh, that was me, man. That was all me. I wanted to be the Pitbull from day one.
Yeah, I think, and it just makes sense because we called you Pete. Same P, we call you Pitbull. It just works already. It kind of rolls off the tongue, goes on, along with the Pete name.
I actually got it from I still am a big, UFC fan and stuff, but growing up, like my favorite UFC fighter was
Mauricio.
Yeah, that's where I got it from. Shogun, who I just changed it to Pitbull. But there was a fighter called Andrei Arlovsky, and that was his nickname, was the Pitbull, yes. And he was like one of my favorite fighters growing up. And I was like, dude, that's a dope ass name. And I used it.
Absolutely.
I thought it's because you like the musician Pitbull.
Yeah,
Mr. Worldwide, Mr. 305.
Mr. Worldwide.
So who come up with you had Pitbull and you brought Great Dane in? Did he come up with that name, or y'all like?
No, it was all me. I just thought he was a dog, so let me make his friend a dog. His shoot last name was Weaver, and I just thought, we make his first name Dane, so it's like because there are people named Dane, so we just call him the Great Dane Weaver.
What was his first name? Timothy. Okay. It was just
and so it's like just because so now we have like the dog pound or the enforcement as we call them, the dog pound or the Great Dane and Pitbull. So stupid. Again, we've talked about how stupid the names of KBW were. When you really boil it down to, I just come up with something on one day and put it together. Like so many dumb names. Mick the Brick is a dumb name. T-Rex is a dumb name.
I like them. I mean, look, we keep calling them dumb. I see people in the comments like, oh man, where'd y'all get these ridiculous names? But honestly, I still love this day because they're so ridiculous.
But
we definitely missed out on some great opportunities. The Bulldozer.
Hey.
I mean,
yes, the tag team
right there, bro.
That never was.
Absolutely. I think now is as good a time as ever to get into some of the questions that we have for Pitbull. Remember, if you are a KBW member, if you're part of the KBW membership, if you are at the KBW stand tier and higher, that's $4.99 and higher, you get to ask questions for the KBW podcast each week. You also get exclusive access to our Discord and ask questions in the Discord. Anybody can join the Discord, but to ask the questions for the podcast, you'll only get access to be in a specific channel. You must be a KBW stan or higher in the Discord, on the membership, I should say. And we got a bunch of questions for you right now that I want to bring up. The One-Eyed God, the One-Eyed God on YouTube says, how did Pitbull first feel about KBW before he joined up? And has he ever considered coming back to backyard wrestling? You know, I think everybody at my school knew I was doing this a little bit. At least all of my friends did, because me and Pitbull, we've played sports together all of our lives. And we've always been friends. And like for a short time, we became best friends. Probably before he ever joined KBW, I was going over to his house, spending the night a good bit. Like I definitely considered him a good friend of mine always. But I don't, like I said, he wasn't a wrestling fan, so I never even considered him coming to do this. And he lived so far away. Like he always lived 30 to 40 minutes away from me. And it wasn't until we could drive. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Still does. Is that what he said? Right? And it wasn't until he could drive that we even considered having him at KBW. And like I said, his parents were very strict growing up as well. And so I don't think it wasn't until he could drive that he considered doing KBW. Would you agree?
Oh, 100%. I think, like, the actual start of it, well, you know, I used to live close to you and then moved away. But, you know, when I did live close to you and used to come to your house all the time, you know, we would still go out on, you know, out there and wrestle and stuff like that. Trampoline
to wrestle and do stuff. But it was before KBW was official.
Yeah. But then I think, like you said, after I got, you know, I was able to drive and stuff like that, I think I asked you, like, you know, like what you were doing, and you were pretty much doing KBW like every Saturday, and you'd always be like, well, after KBW, and I think one day I just like kind of just asked you like, hey, you know, need some help or something like that, you know, let me get a match or something like that, and you were like, you know, we'll see what we got, you know, and then I think I
no, don't do that, don't downplay. I lit up when you said you wanted to do it. I lit up about wanting.
I mean, you know, when you see just like a freak of nature like me, just the absolute definition of just athleticism, you know, of course anybody would, but no, I mean, of course, you know, like when I asked, I mean, you know, of course you were like, yeah, no, you know, no problem like that. But then I think when I was like, you know, you want to let me get a belt, you was like, you know, we might be moving a little too fast now, but.
But again, now that I think back, we weren't moving fast enough because you were great. We should have put the belt on you sooner.
Yeah. He was great and committed. That's two things we needed.
We needed. If you were, because like T-Rex was committed, wasn't great, you know.
Shots fired. He's gonna be on the pod next week, and I'm gonna bring this up.
Don't let him see this before.
I was like, you want to show clips? Like, let me show you a clip from last week's podcast, T-Ray.
But like there was again people that came in late, like you and like a big time Mike, who was great and committed. We just didn't know how committed they were. Like again, big time Mike is, I feel like, such a we lost out on even how many more great moments they could have had. Big time Mike. And same with Pitbull. Is like, if we could go back now, if I had a time machine, I could go back and like say I didn't come to Oklahoma for college and we just kept doing KBW. Like, who knows the fun shit we probably could have come up with and done. And like, if the KBW membership keeps thriving like it is right now, and maybe sometime by the end of the year, if we collect enough money, the goal is to do like this giant weekend barbecue get together where I'll set up a ring and invite everybody out. And if we want to wrestle, we can. Well, if people don't want to wrestle in the ring, they don't have to. But I think Pitbull was one of the guys that could easily put on an entertaining match, even though he's never done any bit of wrestling training ever in his life.
Oh, yeah. I gotta see the off the chain through the ropes into
the ring. God,
I gotta see it.
That would be crazy.
I don't know if people can get that high anymore, but we'll see.
If we get a low boy, we can do it. If we have a low ring, he could easily do it. If we get a low boy ring, he could easily do it.
Yeah, that's true.
It just all depends on what size the ring is. But that is the eventual goal, is that we collect enough money to run our own reunion show.
Pretty much you have to wrestle if you want to eat, huh?
No, you can eat regardless.
Fight for your plate.
I mean, if the beast is coming, he's eating regardless. You know what I'm saying? If the beast is there, he gonna get a plate. He gonna get 2 or 3. plates. You know what I'm saying? I'll never forget. We're filming the Money in the Bank match, bro. And like in the middle of the match, he just walks inside and starts eating Dustin's food. And like he just disappears halfway through the video, bro. My mom used to say, she's like, oh snap, the beast is coming over. We better hide all the food. My boy could eat, bro. He could eat. He wouldn't stop eating, bro. He had a soda and something in his hand always.
It though, because I remember after he done that shit, my mama was like, "Hey, you need to tell King to start buying his own food for the wrestlers coming to the house."
And I did. I started going out and buying catering for y'all, chips and drinks and different things, so we could eat.
Just looking back on how like disrespectful that is, walking to somebody else's house and just go in there free and you take their
Start
food.
eating. Pretty man, just start eating. Damn, you're eating good over here, huh?
I'm telling you.
I'm dead too.
Fight for your plate. Kill me, bro.
Okay, Anthony Tyler says, what does Pitbull think of the modern state of professional wrestling, and if KBW had reunion or matches were to take place, would he participate? Also, what was the Pitbull's worst bump that he remembers taking? Okay, so 3-part question. First part, what does Pitbull think of the modern state of professional wrestling? Are you watching much professional wrestling nowadays?
I see a lot of clips and stuff, but I mean, I know after like it got into like the hardcore like PG era, I feel like it started dying down tremendously. I mean, like I'd watch you every now and then when you were on like AEW and stuff, but like nothing other than that. Like I said, I feel like especially with like WWE, like after they cut out like pretty much everything, like no blood, no cussing. Like I feel like
It's coming back a little bit now.
Oh yeah, I mean I've heard it is now, but like there for a while it was like,
just too kiddish.
Boring.
Yeah, boring.
Like it was
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
You'll love AEW. Then they bleed every week on AEW.
Yeah, AEW.
Speaking of which, I haven't brought it up yet, but I knew someone in the comments probably already. Shout out to the Bulldozer rocking the Fuego shirt this week. Real friend, big supporter. So big shout out to my boy.
Shout out to people rocking the Costa shirt.
Not sponsored. If you want to sponsor the podcast, please sponsor. Not sponsored.
Please.
Next part of the question is, if a KBW reunion or matches were to take place, would he participate? It all depends. I mean, people got work schedules and such, but I would try to line it up on a weekend that Pitbull was free. I would absolutely plan it.
If he paid you $1,000 an hour, would you do that?
Calm down, bro. Calm down.
1,000%.
For the love of the game. For the love of the game.
You cash at me $1,000 and I'll put the Bulldozer to a table right now.
Damn.
Pitbull would do a $450 out the turnbuckle for $1,000 an hour.
Oh my God.
$450 in my house right now.
Bring out the table.
Why did the money come into this, Bulldozer? What are you promising? The membership's doing good. It's not doing that good.
It's false promises. He won't never. We'll pay you out.
Yeah, we'll pay you after you show up and do it for sure. Also, what was Pitbull's worst bump that he remembers taking? Is there something that sticks out besides the sign that you did or took?
Well, I mean, like, I know, AK's is rough, but in that match that I had with Pac-Man, he actually hit me with the sign, and I think I hit him with the sign first, or I hit him with a pole or something maybe, and I kind of slipped. I hit him pretty hard, and I felt like he was going to give me something pretty good in return. And I think in the actual video, when he hits me, you hear me go, ugh! And that was not fake.
He hit you twice. He hit you twice.
Yeah.
I think the first one was I think the first one was pretty bad because I remember like looking up and being like, hey bro, chill the fuck out, bro. Chill out. We're gonna go from wrestling to fighting real quick, bro. Chill out.
Bro, ain't nobody want to fight you on the roster, bro. Ain't nobody want to fight you on the roster.
Ain't no doubt.
Oh my goodness. Leviathan King wants to know, Pitbull, what's your favorite spot in a match you've done? So any type of move or sequence or anything that you've done. And for everybody else, what was your favorite match that you weren't a part of? So Pitbull, favorite spot or move that you've done in KBW, do you remember?
I mean, I think that my favorite move would have to be the dog's bite. Like, I came up with that all on my own. I feel like that was just really cool, especially trying to get people to actually do the move was funny because obviously we had to mess around and work the match out and stuff before, but doing it 15, 16 times before we actually do the take just to see if they can get the move right was
Yeah,
always
because
pretty
it's
funny.
awkward physics. They're doing a flip, but they're not supposed to move forward or backwards. They're just supposed to do a flip and land in the same spot. And like I remember you did it to maybe Maxzilla, and you literally did it to him. You flipped him in the air, and then you did it all. But yeah, you have to go over it because I didn't want it to look bad because the move was really cool, but it was very hard to hit because the physics of it is so different. For sure.
When you hit Dozer with the dog bite, man, I popped. Man, it was such a great moment.
I think you dreamed that.
For the record,
I think you dreamed that.
No, for the record, that's what I want to say. I know it was a question for Pitbull, but two things my favorite that he done and that I remember. One, the tag TLC, I think it was. The off the chain and that, I don't know what it was. It's just, I still remember it, just camera panning to him and he doing that and just running through. I think it was Bama Kid, and you sold it exceptionally well, and I was just like, man, that was so good. But then two, I think it was maybe Royal Rumble 3 that we never released. But you remember when you had the bright ass idea, hey, let's all lift Dozer up.
Oh my God! I mean, yes.
This video does exist, and it will be uploaded to the KBW channel in the next 2 months. In the next 2 months, I gotta edit it and go through and get all the stuff.
See that.
Royal Rumble 3 will be uploaded in the next 2 months, but not this month as of yet. But it's coming, I promise.
I think, but other than my own moves, because I feel like I am kind of biased towards it, but actually, you doing the sliced bread on me.
Yeah,
was pretty
we
cool.
hit that multiple times.
I feel like that's always a really cool move, and actually getting to be a part of it was even cooler.
Well, not even that. Like the Spanish fly, the backflip, front flip, where I hook you for like a rock bottom. You do a front flip and I do a backflip. It's like you're the biggest dude I ever hit it on, Spanish fly wise. So it's like that's just dope. As like you don't have people your size be that athletic. Like sometimes you're like pulling teeth trying to get a guy to do a flip in the ring, and then you got to take a guy like you so big does it with ease. It seemed like it's always fun working with you. And then like I said, I've already kind of said my favorite matches that I wasn't a part of. Like I said, first it would probably be Paul Wall versus Bulldozer in that last man standing, and the second would be Pitbull versus Pac-Man, because again that match was really good that I had no real help in planning, which makes it even better because like I was the main producer of most of our matches. I planned them out for people, and so for them to be that creative and on their own do all of those cool moves and be so tough to do moves on the ground and with weapons, because for a long time I was the only one that would be willing to take moves like that, and so it was cool to have people that committed and that tough that would do cool stuff like that. AK, do you have one that sticks out in your mind that you weren't a part of that you think is your favorite match?
Since we watched it recently, I'm thinking about it. The TLC match, man. I really wish I was a part of it.
It's crazy you weren't a part of that match. Yeah, that is crazy. Hazard or AK weren't a part of that match.
Yeah, I wish it'd been like now thinking about it, man. If we could have got somebody else to do like a morph suit too, and have like Hazard have a tag team partner, like that'd been crazy. That'd been so cool.
Don't spoil it. Maybe that's a future idea, baby. When we bring it back.
Who wants to do it?
What about you, Bulldozer? Because you weren't a part of a lot of matches. Because like me and AK being both two characters, we got to be a part of a lot of matches. Do you have one of yours?
I would have to think on it more, but specifically, I would say either the final match. And that's more regret. I wish I was a part of that. I wish it could have been me, you, AK.
Yeah, because you didn't have a match. You didn't have a match in the final 5 episodes. Damn.
I really wish I could have been a part of that final match for sure.
Yeah.
But besides that, probably more of the mid-card stuff, because they always seem like they had so much fun. Like the tag TLC and just the tag teams and the smaller guys. Because I'm like, man, I want to be a part of this main event picture, but at the same time, it's like, man, these guys are just having a blast over here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. Like I said, we had to protect you a lot of the time. Make sure you didn't, we wanted to make you still look big and dominant. So I didn't put you out there with everybody.
The thing with that is, like, you had Bama Kid, I had Hazard, so we had the, best of both worlds doing the mid-card, but Dozer didn't have an alternate, character, so he couldn't really,
be a part of the mid card. I really never thought about it like that. It is an interesting take. But I mean, another match we didn't get, Pitbull versus the Bulldozer, which I think would have been really good. You know, or and then after the end of the match, when it ends in a double draw, they get up and shake each other's hand and say, "We are now a tag team called the Bulldozer," and then they run through the tag team division.
We can have it.
I mean, that's the thing too. I really wish, and again, I know I had execution, but I really looked at us more like a group that's dominating force than necessarily just a straight tag team. It would have been really fun to have like a tag team partner like Pitbull or anybody. It would have been fun.
That's again, like I feel like the freaking tag division was so young that we didn't get to do enough with the tag titles. Like Pitbull and the Great Dane should have been tag champions. Maxilla and D-Man should have got a tag title run, right? We even brought back Major Brown and Paul Wall for a minute. Could have been tag champs. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all of these guys we could have done more with the tag division as a whole, really, which I think we should have done more with.
I could have even changed my name to the Wrecking Ball. We could have been the Brothers of Construction.
We definitely talked. We made so many Brothers of Construction jokes over the years.
Yeah, we need it. We need it.
Michael Baxley asks, "How was working with your tag partner in KBW?"
I mean, it was pretty much just the same as it was day-to-day life. Like, the Great Dane was like, pretty much my best friend. Like, I've been knowing him my entire life. Like, I grew up like right across the street with him. Like we always hung out pretty much day to day. So a lot of the times, like when you were talking earlier, like I'm back there cracking jokes, and all this other stuff. He was back there also cracking jokes, making me laugh and making everybody else laugh. So
yeah, you two were an entertaining duo for sure.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, and I want to tell people this too, because I don't know if we'll ever have the Great Dane on this pod or not. This man, black belt in real life. For the record, Taekwondo black belt. I took Taekwondo with him. Dude's a beast.
It's crazy. I got a fun story, right? Back when we were probably 9, 10, 11, I played on this, me and CJ played on the same Little League baseball team as Pitbull and the Great Dane, right? And one day at practice, they being first cousins, they know how to get under each other's skin, right? Pitbull's dad is our coach, right? We are all practicing. They're talking. They're getting mad. Great Dane says something, makes Pitbull so angry that tears come to his eyes, right? Straight up attacks him, bro. They fighting, dog. They're fighting on the field, right? And it didn't it's like pushing and shoving, but it didn't take long for Pitbull's dad, who is also a big, tall, scary individual, to raise his voice. So first he does, everybody get to the home plate. Made us all run multiple times around because they're fighting. Then, because they're first cousins, Pitbull is his son, Great Dane is his nephew, he takes off his belt and in front of the whole team, whips both of them with a belt right in front of us. Y'all want to fight? I'm going to be the last one to fight. Y'all want to argue? I'm going to be the last one. Y'all are family. We are a team. Da-da-da-da-da. And it was crazy, but it's just a vivid memory of mine. Do you remember that, Pitbull?
Well, both our ass. Yeah, we was in the middle of running. And he wouldn't run. He was making all the rest of us run. My dad was like, everybody's gonna run until he starts running. And boy, that got
so
under
you
my
got
skin,
angry.
dude. No doubt. I said, you better run. And then we met on second base and fought. And then my daddy whooped both our ass. We're fighting in front of everybody.
But that goes to show how close they were just all their life. They knew how to get under each other's skin. And they're both around the same size. Great Dane maybe has a little bit on him at that time, but like they were always bigger dudes, bigger than most of the average kids our age was. And so it's just so funny. That's just a vivid memory because I remember me and my brother CJ were on a different team and your dad comes over and is like, hey, we lost 2 of our guys. Let me have these 2. Let me have them. And like we knew the team we was on sucked. And so we were so happy that we got pulled off of that team to go be on your dad's team. Your dad's hilarious. Your dad coached us in Little League. I know my dad coached us some in Little League. So it's just like we've always been connected since we were like super young. We went to kindergarten together all the way up until the day we graduated. And so I have so many fond memories of me coming to your house back when you lived close to me, or me coming to your house back when you lived far away from me. We hung out a bunch, and like until I sat down and prepared today, I forgot how interconnected our lives were and how we weaved in and out of each other's life for so long, our whole childhood. And I look back on that time so fondly. The only thing I wish we would have been closer outside of KBW, right? Like me and AK were bonded, and like y'all had y'all's own little crew that hung out together, but I never really got to hang out with you like that, especially not as adults. And I think that would have been more fun. I think we would have had a good time together in that sense. Like me and you were always so cool, but I definitely wish I got to hang out with y'all more as an adult, for sure, in those later teen years. I think that would have been fun, for sure.
Yeah, man, you ought to ride over to the house sometime.
Only live 11 hours away. Only live. Prod Kenny asks, being one of the versatile big guys, what do you think about working Paul Wall, the Bulldozer, had KBW stayed for more of that 2014 year? All three of you guys did crazy stuff for bigger dudes, which we kind of already touched on. But like I think, yeah, you and Paul Wall could have had a banger, and you and Bulldozer could have had a banger.
Yeah, because I know, like, I know this isn't this question, but, like, back early when you was asking me, like, my favorite match, I feel like that match between, Paul Wall and Bulldozer where they flipped the ring over, I feel like that would have been really fun to be a part of. Mm. So I feel like working with them guys would have probably been, pretty fun. I'd have loved to pick Bulldozer up into the dog bite. That would have been hilarious.
That would have been insane.
That would have been like the most viral moment. It would be more viral than him. The Bulldozer almost breaking his neck.
I can't remember exactly
if
what
you talk about getting the sign every week, I get breaking my neck every week.
Yeah, he does. Once a week. We talk about that. Jax Allen wants to know, what was your favorite match you competed in? Also, can you talk about the backstage segment that one time that Hazard was throwing the cans? Again, two things we've already really touched on. We talked about Money in the Bank 3 being his favorite match, and we got to watch the can segment. Again, just hilarious.
Yeah, I can touch on that a little bit because I was Hazard. I was doing that during the time. And I think I just came up with that. Like, I wasn't supposed to be a part of the video, but I want to be part of it so bad because how funny the skit was. I was like, I got to be in this somehow. I was like, it would be so funny if Hazard's just randomly in the trash can just throwing cans at people. Because, like, my whole thing with Hazard is just being the most random. Like, he's, like, always around being just doing the most randomest stuff.
I remember vividly, AK, that you wanted something for you to be able to be in that pile of cans, like either a spot or just to be in there. And I just remember you asking.
I was enamored with the cans, bro. I was enamored with it. I was like, dude, I wanted to use this every single time we do a video because it was such a cool little thing y'all had. So I pick pile of cans where it's just like we can just do so much with it. I was like, this is awesome.
And not only you, it rubbed off on the Great Dane and Pitbull because later on they have another backstage brawl with Big Time Mike. He comes out during the match, jumps on the Great Dane. Great Dane chases him off.
All of it.
Then Pitbull comes back there.
Talk more shit than everybody. We had to put him in his place.
He picks Pitbull up, throws Pitbulls and power bombs Pitbull into the cans. Then Pitbull climbs out of the cans and they double chokeslam Big Time Mike into the cans. So everybody loved going into the cans. Jason Holtby asked if you joined earlier seasons of KBW, what would your name still have been? Pitbull? Who would you dream wrestler to face in early KBW seasons? And finally, what is the one dream match stipulation you wanted to have and it never happened? Is there a stipulation?
I feel like my name probably still would have been Pitbull, like you said. I feel like in earlier KBW, it probably had to be in KAGE, like you said. I mean, it was amazing that we didn't have any matches, already as it is. So I feel like if I'd have got in earlier, we probably could have had some real bangers. But matches that, stipulations. I feel like I covered a pretty good bit of stipulations. Like, I feel like if I could have got a match with AK where we both have to stay in the ring, can't leave, no way that we could possibly get our hands on a weapon, that would have been pretty cool.
Yeah.
But, I feel like in the
He just
variety of matches
he
I've
wanted a
seen.
normal match with me without no weapons involved at all.
We all did.
No doubt.
I'm sorry. I apologize, man. I know I did lay it in more than once, and I honestly, bro, when the camera's on, I flip a switch and I really get into it, and I'm like, I gotta make this look good for the camera. So I'm like, in my opinion, I was like, well, they know the camera's on too, so they have to take it. They have to, they can't get mad because we're filming right now. So I always make sure I don't hit them at all when we plan and stuff. Like, I'm just gonna wait until the match happens, and that's when I do it.
And then you don't half-ass it when the camera's on.
No,
But I really like I like the matches where there's more people. It's definitely a lot more entertaining, especially like the stuff that you don't see when the camera's rolling. Like, when we're outside laying on the ground, laughing our asses off because I just got kicked in the nose, or somebody just got tried to jump in the ring, hit their shin on the ring, bro. Like,
oh, stuff like that was hilarious, bro. Yeah, and there was a lot of moving parts, which made it more fun, different dynamics. Like I said, even that 4-way I showed earlier with me, with Bama Kid, you, T-Rex, and Big Time Mike had so many cool spots in it. I would definitely implore people to go watch that one. And then even Money in the Bank 3, such a good match. At one point, I bounced off the trampoline, I bounced onto AK's Hazard, and that makes everybody laugh. But again, just a bunch of good spots. And then Rensler finally asked, had he stayed in KBW longer, would he have become world champion or tag team champion with Great Dane? And that's really a question for, I guess, me, because I booked KBW. But I absolutely believe he would have become, he became hardcore champion. I think he probably could have become tag team champion. And I wouldn't have been shocked if we were around for another year that Pitbull would have probably won the next Money in the Bank and won the world title after that. I could absolutely have seen that happen.
Well, I think that kind of shows, with him winning being the last hardcore champion, like how much you trusted him. That was kind of you giving him that send off of, hey, and that kind of shows. I think in my mind, like you said, he would have gotten bigger and better had we kept going.
That's the thing, is especially when I left for Oklahoma, he would always call me like, when you gonna be home? When can we film some more KBW? When we filming KBW again?
There were times where we had Pitbull at my house. We were filming stuff when you was in Oklahoma, because we kind of was trying to bring it back a little bit. We were still trying to film stuff, so I remember that.
Yeah, I think you told me at one point in time you wanted me to be the only person to ever hold every belt all at once, because I was just that damn good, bro. Like, you just couldn't get enough.
Or at least hold them all first. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to do the Discord question.
Yeah, Bethany in the Discord says, does Pitbull prefer being a babyface or a heel? Do you think your role in the enforcement could have been improved?
I mean, I think the anti-villain kind of, anti-hero role that I took on, where I'm just I don't really care what I say, but I'm not really a bad guy approach. I feel like that's definitely the best approach to have, because I could pretty much say what I wanted and do what I wanted. Just like you said with the Big Time Mike thing, we would jump the shit out of Big Time Mike, but I wasn't a bad guy. I feel like that's by far the best way to have it.
Well, you were too funny and too good, too insanely athletic for anybody to want to boo you or get mad at you.
And also, Big Time was probably one of the biggest heels at the time anyway, so everyone loved it when he was beating the shit out of him.
Another question from Bethany. I, for one, felt like Mr. O and Pitbull could have flowered to the main event scene at the proper authority figure heel work, but why did it never happen? Was it supposed to? Again, I just feel like he was too good, and I think we already had the Renegades as a big heel faction. They're the top heel dynamic in KBW, so we wanted to have other fun baby faces to bounce off of them that wasn't always Cage and execution in a sense. That's, I guess, the best way to answer, because Pitbull really didn't have any real authority in that sense of, could he have worked as a heel eventually? Absolutely. If we would have went longer, I could have easily turned him heel and he could have done it. But I think he's just more fun as a babyface.
For sure.
Adding on to the last question, were there some booking regrets in KBW? Things like not pushing someone or pushing someone too much. We're going to have a whole what if episode in the coming weeks. I'm going to break down, if we had another year and a half, maybe 2 years of KBW, what all the fun things I would have done and explain why. Who was dedicated, who wasn't dedicated, who could have been there, who wasn't, all of that. And then finally for Pitbull, was your significant height and size over the roster a detriment to your performance in KBW?
I mean, I'm a big guy. I can't really, help that or anything. But
Lose some weight.
yeah. I mean, I never really had, too many people, try to pick me up or anything like that. So, and then, like I said, being as athletic, like a freak of nature as I am, I could pretty much work with everybody.
That's what I said. I think it was not a detriment. It was an advantage, man. It helped you
doubt.
in KBW.
Well,
and like one of the few guys that
it
did pick him up, Mick the Brick, in that 6-man tag in that first episode. Mick the Brick picked you and the Great Dane up multiple times. Like, damn, okay, somebody hit puberty. Okay.
I think Pac-Man also picked me up in
he did.
In the match we had.
Yeah, he hit the game over on you. Absolutely.
See, it helped and hurt him. I think it helped him for his size and
hurt everybody else.
More serious, but hurt because he definitely got us flagged for child violence. That was a grown man.
And then the final question is, what was his initial thoughts on being put into an authority role with Mr. O? What is his tag team with Dane Weaver supposed to go any further than what it did?
That was
CC, from CC. Yes, yeah. CC. What was your thoughts when I told you were going to be the right-hand man of Mr. O?
I mean, I didn't really know, I guess, how it was going to go because, at first, like I said, I asked you if I could do anything, help out. And, you pretty much was like, yeah, like I got something, perfect for you already as it is. And at first, whenever it was introduced that, I was going to be the right-hand man and stuff, I just thought it was going to be more of like a talking and like refereeing, type, ordeal. But then once I actually got to, involve myself in matches, it kind of felt, pretty cool seeing that, like, just like the clip you showed earlier where, I'm telling everybody, your partners can't be down at the ring. And I was like, nah, Dane, you can come down. Don't pretty much like, I got to say so, So I feel like that was pretty cool.
Without a doubt. That is all the questions we have, and like I said, we're about almost an hour 30 deep, but it just shows how fun it is talking to you and how many memories even though you were only there for a short time, you made such a lasting impact on KBW, and I wish we could have got way more time with you, for sure, and I know you feel the same. Boys, y'all have any lasting thoughts about Pitbull on the pod and KBW overall as a person?
You can go, Dozer. You got anything?
I was gonna say y'all don't all talk at once now. I mean, y'all don't all say the good things like all at once.
I got something like you can go ahead first, though.
No, I was just gonna say, like I said, Pitbull, one of my best friends in the world. We weren't even that close back then, but we've always just hit it off with each other and always had a good time behind the scenes. And like KAGE said, he was one of those guys. There's probably a handful of guys I would count that really, I would say, really made an impact on KBW, and he's definitely one of them. So.
Yeah, for sure. And for me, I ain't gonna say it's fine. But KAGE was talking about him being close to Pitbull and all that. And Pitbull was basically my neighbor for a while, so we rode the same bus at a certain point. And I remember, like, every single day we get off the bus, this dude will always mess with me and try to chase me, so I kept running from him. I had to, like, my whole thing, I was so, like, at the time, he was bigger than me. I was actually legit scared of this man. I thought he was actually going to hurt me. So I was like, I'll always try to, like, subconsciously try to ease up a little bit in the bus to make sure I get off really, really fast before he gets up, and I just run. Because I remember he always messed with me every single day, like on the bus. Like he was like trying to like chase me, and I was like, nah, bro, I'm getting the hell out of here. I was so scared. But I remember one day. One day. I think this is the most mad I ever made a Pitbull over, and it's so funny because I remember going to his house. I mean, he's like, hey, come over to my house, and I just want to chill. He's like, I ain't gonna mess with you this time. I ain't gonna mess with you. Come on, let's hang out. I was like, all right, I'll hang out with you. I remember going in there. And like he had cereal, and I ate his last bit of cereal. I remember that he had the last bowl, and I ate it. And he was so mad because I wanted cereal, and it's like, no, let the boy eat the cereal. And he's like, no, it's my cereal. I love this cereal. It's my last bowl. It's like I always eat it every time I come back from home or wherever. And his dad was like, no, man, let the boy eat the cereal. It's fine. And I remember he was so pissed that I ate his cereal. I was like, jeez.
You don't mess with another man's cereal, bro.
No, I
You don't, bro.
Thing you don't do.
Slow down.
So me and him had a few rounds like that, but it was just funny stuff, growing up. But even to this day, we always talk shit because we had like a lot of different opinions about entertainment and sports and stuff. So it's fun. But I love the guy.
That's a weird way of saying that you have wrong opinions and I have right opinions.
Oh, here we go. We're not gonna get into that, but.
It's funny because like
even when
Pitbull, even when someone disagrees with Pitbull, he talks so fast and so much, and he's so funny that you gotta let him go. You just let it pass. He's great at waffling and talking his shit, and it's a good time. Thank you, dog. Thank you for
shit out of people in the football line.
Yes. Say that again, though. What you say? I didn't hear it all.
I said, for the record, we all played football together. He used to absolutely beat the shit out of people in the locker room. Like he'd pick a random guy a day and beat the shit.
That's why I was scared of him. I was
like
running
really
home,
beat him up, but like he would definitely mess with him and throw some jabs and stuff to the stomach. He wouldn't.
Good times. Good times.
Good times. Good times.
Like I said, thank you for
keep
last
people in
minute.
their place.
Thank you again for coming on last minute, Pitbull,
Oh, yes.
bro. Again, thank you for doing KBW with us, even though you weren't a big wrestling fan. And man, dude, I'm just so happy that we got you on and got to just hang out with you tonight for a little bit because it was a true joy to me. So keep waking up every morning and pissing excellence and being the absolute stud of an athlete that you are, a physical specimen. Some would say that maybe God doesn't make them like you anymore.
Yes.
And I appreciate
Someone say
it.
you have a gift.
Nickname.
Never met him like me before.
Nickname in high school, we called him the Gift because he has
Gift.
a gift from God. We'll just put it like that. The hammer. The hammer.
Oh, hold on. Give 1 second. But yeah, the gift from God, bro. We always joke about it. And also, one more thing before we go. I know we've been going along, but one of my greatest memories of like all time of like just over years was playing Rainbow Six Siege with Pitbull, Dozer, and also our other friend Brett. And man, we had so many great nights playing that game. I remember just joking, laughing, cutting up every single night for hundreds of hours on that game. And it really, I really think that brought us a lot closer, like over that just online gaming. So I want to shout that out too, because that's one of my core memories with Pitbull over time. Was just a lot of fun siege nights.
No doubt.
Oh, definitely. Well,
Hell
I
yeah,
appreciate
boys.
y'all, inviting me on and all, and letting me be able to come on here and talk on y'all's podcast too. It really does mean a lot. I appreciate that.
Hell yeah, baby. Keep
Yeah,
being
thank you
you.
for coming, bro. Thank you.
Y'all remember, check out the KBW membership because this podcast was brought to you by the KBW membership, and all the KBW members will be get shouted out right here at the end credits. But until next week, or until the KBW Reacts that drops every Friday, peace.